Hey there guys, it's Joey, and I am currently going in the process of making some of my Morrigan purification bath salt mixture, which is something I've made before, and you can see my book over there with the recipe is in there, and the little bag which they lived in. So I've made this before, and I'm going to make it for Letha. I've run out of what I did have, so it's an ideal time to make some in the energies leading up to Letha. And its purpose is to purify you body and soul and get you in the right frame of mind for Letha ritual or Letha day, just in a celebratory mood, whilst honouring the Morrigan as well. I thought while I was here I'd show you the flowers. They're now, let's just move the camera slightly up a bit, they're now in their little vase ready to go on the altar. Aren't they gorgeous? So pleased. Right, about there? Yeah, I think we're good. Right, so the bowl is what I'm going to be putting them in, and I have my crystals around it imbuing. We have amethyst, of course, for my spirit's connection with the Morrigan, and obsidian, which is one of her stones and is a really good protective grounding stone as well. You could also use hematite instead of obsidian if you so wished, or any number of different grounding protective stones, whatever you felt comfortable with. Now for this process I am not going to be grinding anything up, it's all going to be with my hands. Someone did ask me about this before. Sometimes I do things just by hand and without mortar and pestle. For the bath things I think that's better. It's more reverent, honouring each thing as it goes in. So we have all of that. We have the amethyst wand here, which I will hold into the mix at the end. I'll probably put at least 1 or 2 crystals in there. Incense is going, frankincense to purify as we go. Working candle is alight. So without further muttering on. Okay, the basis of the Morrigan bath salts is this. This is pink Himalayan bath salt, and I'm actually running quite low, as you can see. You've probably got 1 or 2 more mixes out of this, but the mixes last a reasonable amount of time. I'm going to put about half of that in. I'm not measuring exactly with that, but I don't know, a handful maybe, a good handful. And then I always put salt. This is rock salt, I believe. It might be sea salt thinking about it. And I'm just going to put a few pinches in. So till it feels right, really. You can't go wrong with the salt and the Himalayan salt. It's a purifying base. The pink is good for the other side of Morrigan, the loving side, the lustful side, the gentle side. And I have my magical chopstick. I'll have to pop some of these as like either cheap on the website or like free gift. I think these are awesome. And they're fairly easy and simple and useful. Okay, so that's that, and then we start going into flowers and herbs and things. So the first thing I'm going to put in is rose petals. I don't think I have to really explain rose petals to many people, but they're for love. They're very gentle, very caressing. They're about self-love and love of the goddess, and in a purification mix they add a gentleness to a bath purification mix, which is often lacking because people think more in terms of, you know, get rid, and you have to remember to be gentle with yourself as well. So that's that, and then we're going to have some jasmine. Jasmine is for happiness and peace, as well as prophetic dreams. It's also associated with the goddess in general in her moon form. It's a very good herb for using at the S-Bat, and obviously I still honour the Morrigan in the S-Bats. It's just seeing a different side of her more fey magic water side. There we go. So that was a couple of pinches of the jasmine flowers. And then we add orange flowers for lust, love, good fortune and divination. There is a very good divination side of the Morrigan, which I've recorded one video today already, and it came out with a horrible buzzing underneath it because I had to move the computer around. So I'm probably going to have to re-record it on this camera and find a way of getting my face on that camera. That's going to be interesting. So then we're going to add lavender, a good handful of lavender. And I can't go overboard with this lavender because it's quite strongly scented, so lavender is a peaceful herb. It brings about peace. It also brings good dreams, all those sorts of things. And when you think about Letha, you know, you want good dreams. You don't want anything negative happening in that time of the year. Then I add cornflower petals, which are my spiritual herb of choice, really. And there's something deeply mystical and magical about this herb, if you ask me. There's a connection to the water element through the colour, and you can connect to the Morrigan quite easily through water. She has her Morgan Le Fay aspect, her connection to the Isle of Avalon and all the water around. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to add is heather. Heather is for beauty, and I use it as an, this is going to be awkward. I use it as an offering to the maiden aspect, Anu in particular. Right, seeing as that is all the flowers, we will then give it a good stir. Now you can do it like this with your charged tool, or you can get your hands in. May or may not need a few more bath salts in here. It's just how we get on. It's going to be an incredibly beautiful mix, it really is. So then I'm going to add a pinch of rosemary, maybe 2 pinches. Rosemary's that good all-round cleanser, gets rid of negativity, purifies body, spirit and soul. It's simple, easy, available. It's a really good herb to have. And then we're going to put a star anise in. Dead centre. I will get in a little bit closer with the video camera so you can see just how pretty this looks in a second. And I'm going to put 9 cloves in. Maiden, mother, crone, maiden, mother, crone, maiden, mother, crone. There we go. And then I'm going to put 3 bay leaves in. Cloves are a purifier, by the way, as is bay. Bay is good for the victory side, the sun side, the power side, all that good stuff. Now you can either leave your bay leaves whole and let them float about in the bath like whew, or you can lightly crush them up with your hands like this. This is entirely up to you. Now, where the bath is concerned, you can put these in one of those sachets that basically allows the scents and things to work through. You can have it loose in your bath if you like, just be careful when you're cleaning it out. Yeah, so I think that's just about everything. Let's give it a good stir around with our hands. Do we need any more bath salts? We're going to be alright. I think we might be alright. It's a good old mix. with the star anise as well, you can leave them whole, or you can just gently pull each blade off, so each blade is a bit loose in your incense. It's entirely up to you. Now, whether or not you add an essential oil is up to you, but for the sake of this video, I'm not going to put any essential oil at all, or any oil in, because oils, essential oils and things can be more irritating to each individual person's skin, depending on the individual. And if you don't know whether or not something irritates you, it's better to be safe than sorry. So before I carry on, we'll have a good look at that. Is that not gorgeous? I'll have a quick word about bath meditation, and then I'm going to repeat my Morrigan's spell that I say before going in the bath, and I'm going to actually imbue this with this while I'm doing it. So anybody who ever asks me, and I actually forgot to mention this on my Goddess of the Moon video, anyone who comes to me and talks to me and needs to know about connecting with the goddess more easily and or finding peace in meditation, I usually recommend that they try and balance the elements and have a bath. A bath is the easiest, simplest way to get some quality time to yourself, and if you are trying to connect to the Morrigan, it's a really good way to do it. Water is a connection to our emotions. The goddess has a water, sea, river connection, which a lot of people are in that sort of misguided understanding of the Morrigan don't understand, because it's like, oh, she's a warrior, so we can't connect to her through water, and they just don't get it. And honestly, I've had some of the more profound messages come to me while I was just relaxing in the bath, maybe not even trying to connect, but just opens up to that more easily. So I think it's a really good place to just rest and relax, as long as you're being careful. Obviously you don't want any accidents to happen within the bath space. Okay, so here is my handwritten Morrigan, I don't know, invocation. Would it be an invocation for the bath salts? I don't know, possibly. Right, so we'll do the invoking pentagram. So from up the top is invoking like that, and then banishing is starting down the bottom. So invoking. I sit before thee, my goddess Morrigan. I am your daughter, humble and true. In everything I do and have done, I seek to honour you. Morrigan, I ask of thee here and now, for others' ill will not to allow. I seek the purification of any harm sent to me. Cleanse away all negativity. I kneel before thee, and in water I ask to heal away all hurts, imagined and real. Lady of waters of Avalon, it is your strength I now draw upon. By Anu Maher Bave, by Morrigan whole and three. Cleanse me of all negativity. May hex and curse break and flee. As I will it, so mote it be. Blessed be. Apologies for the awful sounding moped or whatever that was. Ugh. So I hope you could hear me all right and everything. So that is my Morrigan bath salts. A lot of these herbs you can connect to the Morrigan quite easily. Some of them people might argue against, but to be perfectly honest, it's my personal experience with the Morrigan that counts. The herbs and things that I feel best are suited to either the task at hand, which is cleansing self to be cleansed and in honour of the Morrigan. See, this is why I don't like being in here, because you can hear every noise, and then in the other room we've got the computer making all the noise. But I feel these herbs are beautiful and fantastic, and I have worked with them for a long time, and it's a good oldie right at the beginning of my book of recipes and spells and things, my rough drafty one, and it really, to me, is an incredibly beautiful bath mixture which works really well. So now what I'm going to do, I think actually what we will do before we finish up is I will lay the wand down the centre, and we'll take the 2 obsidian. And place it in there, like so, and allow it to imbue further. So that is it for this video for the Morrigan's bath salts, and a little bit of information on bath meditation. Many blessings.